In college, you are required to take an SAT or ACT test in order to get into college. For some students, it can be difficult for them because they might not be the best test taker. Colleges want you to take these tests so they can rank you on how well your academics is. I believe that students shouldn't be ranked on their education, but on if they are ready for college or not. You are wanting to go to the college that you dream on going to, but your ACT or SAT score isn't high enough to get in. You have a high enough GPA, why can't they accept you with that? I believe that SAT, ACT scores shouldn't affect how you get into college and or getting accepted. On the website of the Truth About College Acceptance Rates in 2012 explains that college admission at the nation's most selective schools has been much more competitive over the past decade. Getting into some colleges are difficult because they have certain standards that you are required to succeed. I believe that if you do well in school and have a high enough GPA, you can get accepted into some of those schools. It makes it easier for some of the students so they don't have to stress about taking the tests to plan their future. Acceptance rates are decreasing throughout the years, making it more difficult for the students to get into the college they want. Many students get their heart set on one school, and if they don't get in, it's the end of the world. Students plan their life out with what college they want to go to and what they are wanting to do for a career. So taking these tests can either fail you for your career or succeed in it. I believe that these tests shouldn't be the answer to getting into certain colleges. There should be other ways for getting into college, like ranking you on your GPA, submitting an application about your school and education, or you can look at a different college that accepts you with your GPA. I believe that colleges should higher their acceptance rates so students that have a high enough GPA can get into the college that they want. According to the website of Washington Test Taking in 2016 explains that students with some types of learning disabilities have difficulty completing tests within time limits. Taking the SAT or ACT isn't always the easiest for some students. There are different challenges for some students that make it difficult for them to take certain tests and it makes them fail. Some students with specific disabilities get distracted easily, have trouble with problem solving, or they are a slow reader. I believe that these students shouldn't take the SAT, ACT, but to learn more about the importance of college and what you'll need to succeed in it to attend college. Colleges should accept students with learning disabilities even when there are other schools that accept them. Everyone should be equal to each other so no one can be ranked on their education. For some individuals with disabilities, test taking can present specific obstacles. Everyone has obstacles in life, but taking tests is one that no one can really get around. There are difficulties when taking these tests, and it makes it hard for some students to try and focus on certain tests when their future depends on it. These tests make students stress over getting a good score to get in the college that they want to and plan what their future holds for them. Even though no one really knows what their future holds, they do know what they plan on doing to succeed in it. It is unfair for some students when they are more wealthy than others, so it makes it easier for them to get into college. Wealthy students can have test preps and do well on the SAT or ACT, as for some students who aren't so wealthy, they have to study a lot and go through the process of staying up late and working hard for the score they want. I believe that these tests should have no right to put so much stress on a student to fulfill their future and what it holds. On the website of Academic Teaching Doesn't Prepare Students for Life in 2013, the author explains that most school system revolves around academics, and yet she thinks it falls miserably short of what their kids need. I believe that students should be taught more on the importance of college in high school. Students should discover what they are passionate about in their future and what college is like to succeed in your dreams. I believe in order to fulfill your future and what you want to do, you shouldn't have to take the ACT or SAT test to show whether you know the knowledge of it, when not a lot of students are taught it in high school. Today, most kids graduate only knowing if they're good at school or not. Everyone should be taught that they are good enough for college, even when you get a bad score on tests. That is why I believe that the SAT, ACT test shouldn't affect a student because there's more to college than just the numbers that grade your knowledge for it. According to the website of What Are You Really Learning in School in 2011, explains that the ever-growing emphasis on academic performance and test scores means many children aren't developing life skills like self-control, motivation, focus, and resilience. I believe that one strategy is to teach children that the differences between easy and difficult subjects can provide useful information about their goals and interests. Students have goals in life to go to the college that they want to and succeed in their future career. There are difficulties on the way because you have to get a certain score in order to get into that college when taking the ACT or ACT, and it puts a toll on some of them who are not the best at taking tests. So in order to get into the college that you want, I believe that these scores shouldn't be your priority, but the importance of college should. On the website of What Causes Test Anxiety in 2016 explains that test anxiety is more common than most students realize. And the symptoms are same for almost all students who experience it. When students worry about the outcome of the SAT or ACT test, it can lead to the pressure and a lowered self-image. Students become afraid when taking a test because they think the other students will judge them on their knowledge, so it makes them think they are not good enough for college or school. I believe that these tests can lead to an increased amount of test anxiety among students because they want to do well on the test in order to get into college. But they shouldn't excel in the thought of having to take these tests to succeed. According to the website of college applicants Sweat the ACTs in 2014, explains that some 800 of the roughly 3,004 colleges and universities in America make SAT or ACT submissions optional. I believe that all colleges shouldn't have to require an SAT or ACT score in order to get into college. These tests are not a fair way to show students their skills or knowledge. There should be more ways to show what a student can really do with their knowledge. Human intelligence is so multi-faced, it's so complex, so varied, that no standardized testing system can be expected to capture it. I believe that more colleges and universities will have the data they need to support dropping ACT and SAT requirements when there are test optional admissions that improve diversity and does not undermine academic quality. Overall, I believe that colleges should have admissions where SAT, ACT scores shouldn't affect how you get into college you want to go for in your future. We are more than just numbers, and it makes it easier for students who have a high GPA but don't do well at taking tests. These tests shouldn't value on if we are good enough to go to college, but we can really do with our knowledge and to express it. I thrive for students to be able to go to the college they dream about and not have to worry about the difficulties of the SAT or ACT tests that define them.